Moran.
Senator Klobuchar, Senator Hoeven, thank you very much for leading this committee in the absence of Senator Bozeman. Thank you both for being here. I'm going to plow similar ground to my colleague from Kansas plowing of earlier in the hearing. I want to highlight again this issue of NBAF, and I have had conversations with Secretary Rollins a couple of times about this topic, and NBAF is $1.25 billion American investment in the safety of our food supply, and it's still not fully operational. The handoff from the Department of Homeland Security, as you know, occurred now a significant period of time ago. The former Secretary of Agriculture was there to help cut the ribbon, and yet we're still not fully operational. And I'm really anxious to get your attention, if you're confirmed, to make certain that the Department of Agriculture, that USDA, takes the necessary steps to get this fully commissioned and operational. And I would join Senator Hoeven, and I can join him in telling you you're a great nominee if you'll commit to coming with me, Senator Marshall and others, to see NBAF and to take a leadership at the Department of Agriculture in this regard. Dr. Hutchins. Excuse me, Dr. Hutchins.
Senator, thank you for the question. Certainly, you have that commitment. When I was in USDA previously, it was in a formative stage of that. Construction was moving forward. The agreements were in place. I really need to learn and understand where we are right now, but certainly that will be my commitment to you.
At least from this interested observer, it doesn't seem like we're moving fast enough to solve whatever challenges there are. And in the meantime, research that was mentioned in your testimony is not taking place in regard to FMD until that happens. There are lots of critical challenges we face that need NBAF fully operational. And Senator Marshall also asked you about the relocation of NIFA and ERS. My understanding is that Secretary Vilsack confirmed the decision that was made by the Trump administration, the last Trump administration, the previous Trump administration, and allowed those jobs to be transferred and the mission to be transferred to Kansas City. But what didn't take place was actually having employees come to work. And so in some ways, the transfer was a paper transfer in which people continued to live and work in Washington, D.C. remotely, but it appeared to be that the jobs and the opportunities for people to locate in the middle of the country and perhaps have young farm sons and daughters engaged in agriculture and strengthen the tie between production agriculture and research was yet not completed. And again, I'd ask your commitment that, and you said this earlier, but I want to reiterate the importance of making sure that what was promised, what was believed that was happening, actually happens. That includes people working from the location of the offices in Kansas City.
Senator, you have my commitment. I believe there have been executive orders with regard to office attendance and such as that, and we will ensure that those are followed at the direction of the President.
I fully support the idea that people who work in government, but those who work ought to be at work. And it's particularly helpful in agriculture and in research where the cooperation, the personal contact is important. And we've had these conversations with Secretary Rollins and others about FSA and NRCS workers in county offices. Those are hugely important to the mission of the Department of Agriculture, and that local contact and capability is significant. Let me ask Dr. Hutchins about data reporting. The cattle industry plays a significant role in our state. We have nearly 6 million head of cattle. We've had significant drought conditions, and their financial stresses are impacting ranchers, and they impact them in a way that help determine the size of their herd. Many of those constituents of mine rely upon the July cattle report, as well as the county estimates for crops and livestock, to make mid-year assessments and determine how to proceed for the remainder of the year. I was disappointed when these reports were discontinued last year, and I appreciate USDA reinstating them this March. Dr. Hutchins, if confirmed, will you commit to continuing these reports and other NAS that NAS provides that give farmers and ranchers the information they need to make better financial and management decisions?
Senator, yes, the National Ag Statistics Service provides the data and the insights that farmers, administrators, policymakers need to make good decisions. As a scientist, I'm a big believer in data and data-driven decisions, and so yes, that type of information will be pursued.
I won't ask a question because of the 16 seconds that remain on the clock, but I wanted to highlight that Senator Haro and I.
You can.
Thank you. Oh, my colleague says I can't. Senator Haro and I have introduced legislation called the Ag Research Act. And what we're attempting to do is to provide funding for research institutions to cut down on their maintenance backlogs and to invest in infrastructure at research facilities. I've seen a number of those research facilities across the country and in Kansas, and investment in infrastructure seems to be the thing that has been overlooked in the mission of providing the research. We've forgotten how to maintain our buildings and our research and how to have the latest equipment. I assume for both of you that concept and that legislation would be something that would be supported, and I'd ask both of you if that's the case.
Senator, the good news about our land grant system is that it's been established for a long time. The bad news is some of those buildings and capital need to be refreshed and refurbished and so forth. And so certainly I can commit to you that whatever funding is provided by Congress, that we will make the best use of that to ensure the facilities are improved.
Thank you.
And Senator, I wouldn't endeavor to try to improve on Dr. Hutchins' response, but I would concur with it.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you both.
Very good. Thank you, Senator.